So how long did it take me to write Chico, Timido? That song started a long time ago. That song encapsulates the journey that I've gone through to make this album. So this song started, I was a backpacker visiting a city called Rio de Janeiro in Brazil, and I was with a friend from New Zealand who was an artist, and he had been hired to paint a wall in a place called Vidigal, and he wanted music to inspire him that entered me, and I didn't really know what to play, create a bossa nova sound, but it was a little bit too chilled for the situation, so I started giving it more energy, and that's how it started. And it never lost that slight Brazilian feel. So fast forward, there we are going to Cuba. We arrive in Havana and we don't know what we're doing. We don't know who we're going to record. We don't know where we're going to record. We don't know how we're going to record. All we know is that we know one Cuban who's a dancer and his mother. And the mother, she introduces us to everyone. She's amazing. She says, "Oh, you want to record an album? You should have said so." I mean, I know a guy who's 3 blocks down the street. And we meet this guy, Daniel, fantastic guy, the Cuban producer, and Thomas, the producer from Rio, and Daniel and I, we sit down in a cafe. It's called Cafe de la Esquina, in this place in Havana, and we sit down and say, well, what are we going to do? We're going to make an album, and it's going to be amazing. And it's the album which I've been dreaming about. And when we got into the studio and we started to record it, and we said, look, this is a salsa. And the Cubans, musicians who came, and the arranger said, this is Cuban, but we can tell that it comes from Brazil. There's this bossa nova feel. And then what really makes it incredible is when the harmonica solo, a raw blues harmonica solo, just explodes, in the second verse. So you've got a salsa with a little bit of which was born in the favelas of Rio de Janeiro, with a blues harmonica solo coming out after the second verse, and that sums up what we're trying to do with the whole album. Chico Timido is the first song I've ever written in Spanish. It's the first time I've ever written anything in Spanish, and I sat there for a long time. I sat there, and it's really nice. And Havana is such an atmospheric place, and you sit there and you're just feeling that wonderful vibe of Havana, and I thought, what am I going to write? What does this song say? And then I just heard the line, "Ahí viene el natural soltero." And that just, once you hear that, it brings the feeling. That's the feeling of the whole song, and it just came out. It was a beautiful experience writing that song. I sat there and wrote the whole song from start to finish, and yeah, it's got to be my favorite song. It's really a wonderful song to get out, and I can't wait to share it with everyone. So, Chico Timido.